What's up? What's up? What's up? We are live. Strap in. You don't need to strap in for this one. So we got some work. We got
Hey
some work
man,
going on. My boy Kamani over here locking in. He's strapping in. So you know me and Ed, we do our thing on here every day. We trying to talk sports. We trying to talk picks. We trying to talk gambling. Ed texted me today, hey, I got somebody trying to jump online with you today. He want to argue and debate you about Shador and Jackson Dart. That's why I got the do-rag on, because we ready today. We coming rough with it today. So, obviously, you got my man up top, Ed. Y'all know him. And now we got Kamani. He's down on the bottom.
what's
He
going on?
wants to
What's going
say
on?
whatever he want to say. I don't know. He want to say whatever he want to say about
Just
what
want
we
to
talking
set,
about.
I just want to set the facts straight for the people. I feel that yesterday there was a lot of emotional claims made with no real solidified facts.
No.
It was a bunch of I feels about one performance against another subpar NFL organization.
Okay. One performance.
Oh, he put
Performance,
bombs
good,
on.
bad. Even if Shador or Jackson went out there yesterday and played against the Chiefs or the Eagles, it would still only be one performance, right?
I agree there. But so if that is the case, DP, why are you so ready to throw away every other quarterback the Browns have in their organization and claim Shador as the starter, as the hopeful, as the one that is to save the organization if it's only one performance?
So
Why
I'm
was we
not trying to throw out more. I actually think
no?
I
See,
think that Joe Flacco should start, and then Shador, depending on what Pickett looks like behind, I think they should be in similar situations, to be honest. Because you're on the bad organizations, you're going to get thrown into the fire. I think Flacco should start the season, and then obviously I think there should be a pecking order of Pickett going in and Shador. I think it should be the same thing with Wilson, Jameis, and then Dart. I don't like any rookies really getting thrown out there except for maybe a Cam Ward, just because I don't think anybody's there to really kind of show him the way. But I think Shador should be getting more than the 3 and 4 reps. You can see that. You just got thrown into the fire in 2 to 3 days NFL game, and you look like that. And mind you, he was throwing to water boys, towel boys. He don't know how any of these receivers ran. And if you know, I don't know what position you played or if you balled like that, but you know a quarterback revolves around timing. So just to go out there in an NFL game in 2 to 3 days and dotting boys up like that, and I ain't even thrown to these guys, that has to say a lot. Jackson Dart has been going with those guys that he played with in New York. So one of our guys, the guy that he threw the touchdown to, L.J. Humphrey, he throws the ball to him in practice because I've asked, hey, what do you think about Dart? And he's like, I'm high on Dart. He's like, Dart's a really good quarterback, and I think he's going to do good. He gets those reps. Shador does not get those reps.
So
Valid point. Valid point.
It's a valid point had he made it yesterday. Yesterday, you guys were claiming high hopes for Shador. Yesterday, it sounded like Shador was the holy Mecca and he should have been the starter of the Browns organization. That's what the statement was yesterday. Now that you got a real competitor coming on and correcting your facts.
Hold on. I don't see no. I need to click on the bottom. You the competitor?
Miss DP, don't recant. Stay up the Shador Mountain.
Hey, I didn't look. The question was phrased. If somebody was to start and do their thing today, that's what Ed asked me. I didn't go out of my way.
And you're taking Shador over Jackson Dart.
I am. I'm taking Shador over Jackson Dart.
Come on.
Right now.
Question. Come on. You don't even think it's debatable. You don't think it's close, Jackson Dart and Shador?
One of them went first. Guys, here's what we got to agree to. This year at the quarterback level, when it came to the draft, this was a down year of quarterbacks.
I agree.
There were only 2 quarterbacks worthy of the first round claim, and those 2 went in the first round. What everyone's not talking about is the gap between number 1 and the next quarterback getting taken, which was 25. That tells you alone that this is a down year at quarterback. But can I say that Jackson Dart and Cam Ward are the 2 most promising and that should have been in a position to lead an NFL team? Absolutely. Why can I say that? Because I look at
Oh man.
See,
Oh man.
he talking too much cap. And I ain't doing, my hands is right here. He got that bad service. He got that Jackson Dart service connection.
Hey,
you would have signed up with what that the Google Cloud, like Shador got the sponsorship with, he'd still be on here talking. Maybe he'll come back. But once again, even with what someone he was saying, like there was 1 and then there was 25. But we can't act like Shador was not the number 2 quarterback in the draft boards. Not many people, if any, had him when we were doing the rankings when the draft came out, as Jackson Dart was before Shador. A lot of people had Shador and then Cam, and then as the draft process started going on, it clearly flipped to Cam, then Shador. It was never a Jackson Dart and a Cam Ward discussion. It was always Shador and Cam.
Hopefully Kamani comes back, but I mean, just to say that they're not even close is crazy. I mean, you can say Dart is over Shador. Okay, there you go.
He's back, man.
It's all good. I was telling DP what you said was crazy, man. You can like Dart over Shador. I'm a Dart fan, but to say that they're not even close is crazy. It's crazy.
What? Again, I love this when you guys argue about Shador. What game in Shador's career, college career, are you going to hang your hat on to say that this kid went out there and performed and brought home the win that we needed? Please note, everyone loves to bring Jackson State up. Do you not know they lost every bowl? What's that bowl game they have in the winter?
Celebration Bowl.
The Celebration Bowl. Every big bowl game they lost.
Mm-hmm.
As Shador as your starter. Shador goes to Colorado. You guys make, and this is what I don't like about you Shador fans. When Shador went to Colorado, his first year, they won 4 ball games. You guys decided to blame the team and said it was not Shador's fault, it is the team. Discounting the fact that his dad is the head coach and his dad overhauled the entire fucking team. Excuse me, I don't know if we can cuss, but he overhauled the entire team. So therefore, we're going to give him an excuse there. The next year, they go to a weaker conference because they could not handle the heat of the Oregons of the world, the Utahs of the world. They could not handle that, so they went to a weaker conference. Yes, they won more games, only 2 more. And look at
we won 9 games. We won 9 games.
Look at the bowl game performance.
Hey, don't get on here capping. They won 9 games compared to 4. That's 5.
Okay, they won 9 games.
But look at the bowl game
and look at the bowl game performance. You go up against a BYU and you put up 14 points, Shador. Where's your wrist at? Hold the wrist up, Shador, when the game matters. But for some reason, because he always performs against mediocre talent, we want to give him the title. Ed, you're a college football fan. You know what I'm about to bring up. Let's look at when Johnny Manziel came out, flashy and flamboyant. You know why white Americans, black Americans all embraced Johnny Manziel? Was because he had something to hang his hat on. He took Texas A&M, that was their first year in the SEC, undefeated, and beat Alabama at home. And the only player you can name on his team is Mike Evans. I don't want to hear all of that. I don't want to hear, well, Shador's always had a favorable situation. His dad was his coach. Stop. We have to stop with this Shador. Now, am I saying the kid sucks? No. He has what any quarterback needs. Experience. Experience is the best teacher. If you've played and you started as a quarterback since you were a kid, I would expect you to be able to do certain things. But does that mean you are the echelon of the echelon? No. Because if he was, he wouldn't need daddy.
Hey, you done? Are you finished? My turn. What has Shador done? What game can he hang his hat on? The dude has the best completion rate in the history of college football at 74%.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Hold on.
Okay,
I'll let you talk.
Okay, go ahead.
He has a great completion rating, right?
Uh-oh.
He literally threw for more touchdowns than Jackson Dart, right? He also is doing this with a way worse line than Jackson Dart has. You know, there's a stat. You do not. If you say Colorado had an up to par line, either year they were better this year than last year. They were still bad.
He didn't play SEC talent,
but it doesn't matter if I have
comparative basis. It don't matter.
But if I have SEC protection to help, it also helps. I'd rather play in the SEC where I'm protected because think about it. Ole Miss, even though they're not Bama or Georgia, they're right behind that. Most games that Ole Miss go into, they're the more talented squad. Yes or no?
Everybody
yes.
knows.
I don't want you to think yes.
Everybody knows in the SEC that does not matter. We just watched Alabama lose to Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Vandy.
Losing
we watched
is not
that
the
last
question.
year. That's
not the question. I said when they go into the game, are they not usually the more talented team? Yes. Outside of Georgia, and then depending on where LSU is in their season and year. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin has done a great job over there. He's built a great contender. They're a team, right? That when you say when does it matter, Ole Miss and Jackson Dart win all the games until the game that matters for them to get into the playoffs happen. They're always right there and they're never good enough. You know who they are? They're just like the Baltimore Ravens. The games that you got to win to get in, you don't win. Shedeur was back to my point, was not only the number one accurate passer when the pocket was clean. Did you know he was the most accurate passer when he was getting hit as well? So he's just the all-around most accurate passer.
So, all right, let me ask you this, DP. What's that stat for any other quarterback?
Under Shedeur? I don't know.
And that's my point. And that's my
He's
point.
One.
Here's the marker, Ed, when you know the kid is not that good. They start pulling up stats we've never asked in a quarterback's career ever. When have we ever asked what quarterback was the most accurate under pressure? No one's ever asked those things.
People always talk about that. That's big.
DP, I'm going to catch you right here. Your first claim was you said Shedeur is the most accurate quarterback passer that there was last year. Well, do you know what percentage of his passes are considered screen routes?
You can tell me if you know.
Over half of his passes last year were considered screen passes.
I don't know if half of them. They throw a lot of dink and dump, but I ain't going to go with half. But you know who also dink and dump and got the ball out of his hand faster than anybody? It will tell you that. Tom Brady. He will tell you that.
And again,
I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm simply saying we cannot compare accuracy and then turn around and if that stat is true, of what I'm claiming is true, we cannot say that accuracy matters if he's not making passes down the field.
Well, if he's not making all these screen passes, why he got 8 more touchdown passes than Jackson Dart? They ain't just throwing screens for touchdowns.
Who is he playing considered Jackson Dart? That's what I'm saying. We love to do these comparative natures, and we don't want to be let's be fully comparative. There's no way you're going to sit here and tell me that playing in the what were they in, the Big 10, Big 12? Mm-hmm. There's no way we're going to say that the Big 12 is nearly as competitive as the SEC. And you can take bottom-ranked tier teams in the SEC, and they still come out of the Big 12 as the winners. No one is going to argue that. So for you guys to get on here and to make this claim about Shedeur, I know what it is. It's the damn Kool-Aid, DP. Put the cup down, take the do-rag off, and take off your shades. Come back to reality, DP. Put your wrist down. Put your wrist down. That's what it is.
Let me tell y'all the funny thing is this is what we always talk about. The SEC, the talent, and this and that. Most of the quarterbacks that are the best quarterbacks in the NFL really ain't just coming out the SEC every year. We ain't just going down the line of SEC quarterback, SEC quarterback, SEC quarterback.
Are you serious?
Patrick Mahomes, Big 12, right? Lamar Jackson, ACC. Wyoming for Josh Allen. Then you got Burrow, right, in the SEC. Hurts learned he played at Bama. He learned to throw the ball in the Big 12 at OU. Correct?
Hurts is terrible. I can't believe you brought him up. He's terrible.
So that man Hurts also outplayed the guy that's number one, Patrick Mahomes, in 2 straight Super Bowls that they played, and he got a Super Bowl.
Hurts
he was a pass interference away from having 2 of them.
Hurts was number 20 last year when you look at quarterback numbers. He was number 20.
Again,
he was bottom half of the NFL.
But check this out.
It doesn't matter.
Once again, you don't want this number for Shedeur, but then you use that number against Hurts.
No.
Hurts is winning. His teams are winning. That's the true mark of a quarterback, right?
The situation. See, here's the thing, DP, and I love when you guys make these claims again without giving all the facts. That's why I name myself 100% facts on you guys' podcast
You
names as you
already
sit here.
capped.
Here,
You
here's
and they
the
won
here,
2 more
here's the
games.
reality, DP. You want to know why most NFL quarterbacks that come out of SEC don't perform well? You want to know the truth behind that?
Please
It's
tell me.
because they're going top 5 DP. They're going to the worst organizations there is. Everyone else you just named fell into a favorable situation. Why? Because they fell in the draft.
Mm.
They wouldn't get drafted high. So they didn't go to the worst teams, DP.
Give me the give
Bryce
me the
Young went to
give me the
Carolina.
give me the
Cam
top
Newton
ranked
went to
SEC quarterback.
Carolina. Cam Newton
Give me
went
the
to
top
Carolina.
ranked
Bryce
SEC
Young went to
quarterback.
Carolina. Tua Tagovailoa went to the Dolphins.
The Dolphins got it set up for Tua.
Now
The
they
people that
do.
got on that,
Now
they got
they
a track
do.
team.
Now they do. The last couple of years, when Tua first got to Miami, they were awful. He didn't have the support. He didn't have the team. Yeah, he suffered some injuries, but if you go back and you look at Tua's healthy seasons, he led the league in passing 2 years in a row. Why?
SEC
Because
quarterbacks. The
they
best SEC
produce.
quarterback is Matt Stafford from the 1940s.
Man, listen, here you can't fault them for doing better in college. That's what you're doing. You're faulting them because they had better careers in college, so they went to trash organizations in the NFL, and that's their fault.
So you said
I'm not
Tua.
performing
You
because the
said
people
Tua.
around me.
Who's hurt all the time? Who else we get? Who'd you say else was drafted high out the SEC quarterback that you can hang your hat on? That's actually a really good quarterback.
Any one of them. Bryce Young is good. Tua Tagovailoa is good.
Bryce is another undersized quarterback. I don't think Bryce is trash, but Bryce is not a world beater. He's an undersized quarterback. His boy look like he's 5'10" out there.
Yes, okay, size. That doesn't mean anything
He look
anymore.
5'10" out
We,
there.
we got past the whole size
He
aspect.
ain't got a big arm. He's
Are you
athletic, but not
insane?
freaky athletic.
Are you insane? This kid literally he came out of college winning the Heisman. Did they just toss that around?
Hold
Joe
on.
Burrow. There's another one for you.
Hold on. See,
SEC quarterback.
I like to listen. I like to dissect, right? Let me say something. He said the reason why these quarterbacks are good in the NFL is because they get in a good situation. The reason why this quarterback is not good is because they got drafted high. Do you know what kind of situation you in when you play at the University of Alabama? Do you know what kind of situation you in when you play at the University of Georgia and you got all Alabama had backups going to the first round at receiver. So take Tua and put him on Colorado, and let's take Shador and put him at Alabama with all them first round receivers.
You're not getting the
That's all
same
you're
output.
saying, because
You're not getting the same
they have
output.
better records.
You want to know why?
Alabama.
You want to know
There's
why?
way more discrepancy in college as far as being on Alabama. To be on
No.
Alabama and Georgia in college is literally 100 times easier than being on a good team in the NFL compared to a bad team in the NFL.
Listen.
Everybody's in the NFL and the NFL. When you're on Alabama, me, you, and Ed could go back there and hand the ball off and throw some screens and throw some slants and let Jerry Jeudy go. Ed was a quarterback. Ed, even though you played Division II, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have made some shit shake if you was at Alabama with Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, Waddle.
For sure.
And we're going to use talent. Them quarterbacks in the SEC, when they do get on them talent, think about what Jaden Daniels is a dog. But think about what he was even able to throw to when you got a Neighbors and a Thomas. And once again, Jaden, I'm not putting him in the situation, but when you get on some of these SEC teams at quarterback, you can be average. This boy Stetson Bennett won 2 national championships.
We're not going to compare Stetson Bennett.
I'm just telling you, when you own them teams, it's easy. You just got to know how to play quarterback. You got Craig McElroy winning championships at Bama. You got Mac Jones winning at Bama. And what does he look like in the NFL? Don't get me on these SEC quarterbacks. Trash. Jake Fromm, freshman year, goes to the shit. Trash. Do I need to keep going? Because I can give you the trash that comes through in the SEC at quarterbacks.
Listen. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. And here's why I love this. Because again, DP, you make your statements, but you don't want to take it all the way there. Of course, you know what? I'll give it to you. Playing at Alabama would honestly would be the dream with all the talent that you would have around you as a quarterback. But you know the competitive part about that is you actually have to earn the job at Alabama. That's the part that you ain't talking about, DP. You just assuming that Shador would have went to Alabama and started. You think he really would have won the job over Bryce Young, Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones? You think he would have lasted in that locker room to even make it on the field to produce with the players that you're saying that they have at Alabama? You think he would have you think he would have survived that type of a dogfight?
Sometimes there's a thing at quarterback. The guy that can make the biggest plays is not always the best guy. Sometimes it's the guy that doesn't try and do too much. We got everybody on the field. We got all these running backs. We got all the stop trying to do it and you turn over the ball. Bama needs game managers. Georgia needs game managers.
Stop. Georgia needs game managers. And that's what Kirby Smart understood. That is why their blueprint is honestly set up to the old Saban ways. If you are a true SEC football watcher and you're a Bama fan like I am, you will understand Lane Kiffin, when Saban brought in Lane Kiffin, his goal was to revitalize his offense. That's why they started recruiting a different type of quarterback.
Yeah.
Because he had to change his game. He thought that I would not be able to compete with these fast-paced offenses. Why? Because my defense will get tired. And I can't compete that way because I can't sustain. So he made the switch to go and get Lane Kiffin as his offensive coordinator, and therefore they started getting a different type of talent. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because you named a couple of quarterbacks and you tried to put them in the same conversation as each other. Yeah, just because you're in the SEC does not necessarily mean that you are one of those type of quarterbacks.
That's what you made
But
it
it is
seem like.
proven.
I'm just going off of what you was telling me about.
Here's what I'm saying, though. But it is proven that a lot of the best quarterbacks are coming from the SEC. And again, I'll go back to the names that I named you. If you go back and you look at Tua Tagovailoa, when he took over the job from Jalen Hurts, do you not know that when we played and Jalen Hurts was our starter in that 2016 season, and we went to the NFL, he cost Nick Saban his what would have been his 8th or 7th national championship that year? Why? Because our offense did not produce. We couldn't produce. Jalen Hurts didn't produce. At Alabama, I named all of our receivers. You got Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy. Of those 4 guys I just named, one of them numbers plummeted. You know whose numbers that was, DP? You know who had the worst numbers of them all, but probably was the best receiver? Calvin Ridley. You want to know why that was? His quarterback was Jalen Hurts.
Let's so I just want to
hold on, DP. Hold on, DP. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to skip by it. When that championship game came, Kirby Smart wasn't dumb. He said it in the interview himself. We knew at some point they was going to have to take Jalen Hurts out and put in who? Our savior, Tua Tagovailoa. He knew that. Kirby Smart himself said it. So what does that tell you? Tua Tagovailoa, if you look at our offensive production that very next year, DP, that very next year, every single one of our receivers were over 800 yards, including our tight end.
You done?
No, it's 100% fact.
I like to. I'm expanding on the point.
DP, that's not opinion. So what I want you to get, and here's what I'm trying to explain to you. When you compare those type of quarterbacks, go back to Bryce Young, because you guys love to chalk up Bryce Young as if he's just a throwaway quarterback. When he was at Alabama, he had 2 1,500-yard receivers. 2 of them, DP, went to a national championship. And yes, he lost the national championship game. Why? Because he lost both of his receivers. He could have still won that game. He was winning that game with one of them. That one gets hurt, first play of the game. Now he don't got anyone else to throw the ball to. We lose that game. The very next year, I watched Saban say, Bryce Young, my team isn't that good. My defense isn't that good. But please, Bryce Young, go out there and win us these games. There were 3 crucial games. Go back and watch the Auburn game, DP. Go back and watch that last drive. 43 seconds left on the clock. Bryce Young took us all the way down the field to tie the game up, going to overtime, leads us that win to John Mechie. What am I trying to say, DP, is this. Not every quarterback in the SEC is good. We understand that. But the great ones are great.
Like who?
And because the great ones, I told you. You got Tua. You got Joe Burrow.
How is he great?
You got Bryce Young.
They don't win any games that matters. They literally. What game? They haven't even won a playoff game with Tua. How is he great? Bryce Young literally lost his starting job. How is he great? How are the great ones great when one can't win a playoff game or stay on the field and the other one lost his starting job?
Because They're at the worst organizations.
Let me give you something, because we're talking about SEC. You like facts. Here's the 2024 QBR. Let me go through these SEC quarterbacks in other conferences. I want you to listen really close right here, Ed. Okay, so I'm gonna go through. I'm not gonna give the name. I'm gonna just give the conference. We got ATC, a group of 5. SEC. Then where was Jordan Love? Group of 5. Then we got Pac-12, Big 12, Big 12, Big 12, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, SEC, ACC, Pac-12. Big 10, ACC. Like, do you see those 3? It's not overly SEC. It's like 4 quarterbacks out of the top 20, and we're making it seem as if the SEC and the top 2 are really good. Joe Burrow and Daniels. When we go to QBR, there's more Big 12 than everything else in there than SEC across the board. Every other conference, dang near the Group 5 got more than the SEC got in there. Your SEC quarterbacks: Daniels, Burrow, legit dogs. Then you got an old school SEC, because if we ain't gonna be able to use the old school Saban, we can't really use Stafford, because Stafford is before the guys that I was naming with Mac Jones and all them boys. But we'll give you Stafford. And then you got Tua, who ain't won no game in the playoffs. Wow. That's your 4 guys in the top 20 in QBR.
Hey guys, I don't want to cut into it because y'all are killing it, but let's save a little bit for IG, man. The people over at IG, they need this, okay?
Hey, we gonna run it back.
Yeah,
but, we gonna get this going.
Get the Googling.
And I actually know your problem. Your name is Cormani. It's too close to a Cormani that Deion had to get up off the team. That's why you don't like Deion. You thought he was booting you off the team.
Hey,
you didn't feel welcome because your name.
No, all I'm gonna say is, when it comes to Colorado, he better make the right decision with Julian Lewis. That's all I'm gonna say. He better make the right decision.
Deion gonna get another one.
He better make the right decision.
We easy to find, but we'll keep it right there. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the chat. Who had the better argument over here? We about to take it to Ed's IG. I'm about to get the belt to. Y'all already know. Over there. On the day versus Money, man. But no, I appreciate you. We ain't done. I appreciate you.
Threw all your haymakers already.
And we're gonna keep rolling. I'll see y'all boys. Ed, tap us in over there.
Let's get it.
Yeah.